everyone, I'm Rachel. In this tutorial, I'll teach you how to shade billowing fabric using the color therapy app. You can get wonderful results by just using 3 or so shades of one color and following the lines in the template to create this look. Search for this image in the search box under Dresses. Alright, so let's get started. I'm going to be using the Hopeless Romantic palette. I really like the light pink on the bottom row, so it's the first color on the last row, and I'm going to tap to fill in the whole dress with that. Now let's go to the AIRBRUSH tool. Let's set the size at 30 and opacity at 60, and we'll set coloring inside the lines mode to on. Now I'm going to choose the second color on the last row, so it's just that pink color next to it. And it's really simple actually, so we're going to just go ahead and shade all of the areas in the template that are already shaded. So it's almost like cheating. It's just a really nice guide for us there. So the larger areas, I'll just go ahead and shade just using my finger, just following those along. The inner parts of the fabric are going to be the darkest, where the darker shadows are. I'm also going to outline the hem, so just the bottom of the dress. Just following along all the lines that are already there for you. Now lower the size down to 20 and repeat the same thing and just add in more layers. And you can start to add in the smaller areas, and then you can lower it down to 10% and repeat again in those same areas, getting in those smaller shadows. And then you can lower all the way down to size 1 even, and you can do the more detailed shadows. Now we're going to repeat the same thing, but with a few darker colors now. Now in the bubblegum palette, I'm using the third color from the right on the last row, so it's a little bit more of a peachy, but a darker pink as well. And I'm just going to raise that size again back up to 30 and then work my way back down to size 1. So I'm just adding in more color. Just really softly, gently, following the template. It's pretty easy. And you can also do this very loosely. You don't have to worry too much about messing up because we'll use the smear tool next and blend it. So I'm adding this color into a few other areas too, outlining that hem. And I'm adding it into some parts of the middle of the fabric too. Again, just keep lowering the size and repeating as needed. And then move over to another darker color. So the second color from the right on the last row of that same palette, and just apply those same techniques. I might this time though, just leave it at size 10 and just do the more detailed areas. So this time now you want to focus on where you see the folds of the clothing overlapping. So it's getting darker and darker in our shadows as we build them up, and lower as needed. Remember, in these inner parts right here where the fabric is overlapping, that's going to be the darkest shadows. And before we do the smear tool, let's choose the last color on the bottom row of the bubblegum palette. Let's have the size at 2 and opacity at 30. Now I'm just going to add this into the really darker areas, so just along the edges on the inner parts of the fabric, basically any edges, and especially where the darker burgundy color is, overlap that. And now lastly, we want to smooth and smear everything out so it looks very elegant. Let's use the smear tool. You can start at a higher size, like about 45, and intensity at 100, and just begin to blend and smear all of those colors. So you can blend them upward, blend them downward. You can lower the size for smaller areas that you want to smear. The biggest thing to remember with this is just going in the direction and the flow of the fabric. So just follow those lines. It's really as simple as that. To finish, all you need to do is remove the lines and then shade the skin, face, and hair. You can always apply these techniques to any kind of fabric or clothing as well. Check out my other tutorial on translucent fabric. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this, don't forget to subscribe to the Color Therapy YouTube channel so you don't miss any new tutorial videos. Thanks for watching our tutorial. You can get the Color Therapy app for free on the App Store.